So yeah, that's happening next year. 2021, as we're wrapping things up quickly. What are some fights to be made? We talked about Joshua and Fury in boxing. I know in MMA, I mean, John Jones at heavyweight, that's still something that's out there, right? Like you talked about the UFC needing names. They got to figure out what the heck is happening with John Jones. Because you know what's interesting, Kev? They have not signed that Ngannou and Stipe fight yet. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know who's holding it up. I don't know if it's Stipe saying I want more money or what the deal is. But I mean, John Jones at heavyweight against anyone is going to be a mega fight. But what are some fights in boxing, do you think, or MMA as well?
For who? For John?
Well, for anyone. Like, what are some big fights you think are on tap for next year?
Oh, there's a couple. Yeah, John at heavyweight. Izzy, if he decides to move to 205 or he stays at 185.
Blachowicz, yeah. I mean, they haven't announced it, but I think that's all the stars are aligning towards that.
That's what he should be lining himself up to do, is to go over there and that can entice John to come back down and get him. You know, again, it's chess, not checkers. You know what I'm saying? So you know, the credibility of being a 2-division world champion really means something, especially in UFC, you know, because in boxing, you know, you can become a 2, 3, 4, 5 division weight champion, 3 division, 4 division weight champion, because you know the weights are not too far apart. You know, 147 and 154, you know, 140 and 147, 130, 135. I mean, these weights are not far apart, and there's 4 belts, so you can definitely get a title. As far as the big fights go, yeah, Izzy can get one. I think that but yeah, that's a big fight. You know, obviously Tyson Fury, big fight with Anthony Joshua, Earl Spence, Manny Pacquiao, we talked about. Then you got the guys at 135 and the guys at 130. Ryan Garcia, Tank Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney. I mean, you got, the list goes on for those guys. So it could go so many different ways. There's so many fights to make happen. Who's the kid that unified? Who took all of Lomachenko's belts? Teofimo Lopez. Yes. You know, so dude, there's so many fights to make. Yeah, there's so many, and you got to keep a close eye on 140 because there's a unification bout that's going to take place. An undisputed champion there'll be one champion at 140 in the next 4 months, next 4 to 5 months. There'll be one champion guy who will have all 4 belts. And that's going to be between Ramirez and who's Ramirez fighting out of Europe, out of London. Who's that? Taylor, Josh Taylor. Yeah. That's right. There you go. See, our Taylor from Fanatic Views is on point, man. He just all the facts just come spitting on the right side. So in case I lose track, but yeah. So there'll be a unification bout. There'll be an undisputed champion 130, 140, which is very close to 135, which is the next jump. So logically, the next thing, the champion, whoever's remains at 135 with belts should move up to 140 and go try to steal all those belts. So it's an exciting time in fighting.